Alright, hello YouTube, Jesse's back here with you today, and right now I'm just going to talk about a possibility of Rick versus Daryl. Now I'm not saying that's going to happen in a TV show, and certainly not the comics, because Daryl is not in the Walking Dead comics. He has no, comic part, in the comics, none at all. But I'm just going to give, a sort of possibility of, TV Rick versus Daryl, and also the comic book Rick versus Daryl, and I'm just going to give a review of both. Well, we obviously know Rick. He is the main character of the Walking Dead comic and TV show. And he has a son Carl. He did have a wife Lori, in which how they died is both different in the comic books and the TV show. In the comic books, Lori died from getting shot in the back by a Woodbury soldier in a prison arc, and also crushing her baby to death too, Rick and her's baby to death too. But in a TV show, she died from blood loss from having a C-section of giving birth to baby Judith, which is the same in the comic books too, baby Judith. But anyways, and Carl had to put her down from being reanimated into a walker or a zombie, whatever you want to call it. And Daryl is, he has no comic counterpart, but I have said in many videos, I believe Robert Kirkman made D. White as a tribute, well, not really a tribute, but just kind of a character based off Daryl a little in the Walking Dead comics. But other than that, Daryl is non-existent in the comic books. So I'm going to get as far as I know from him from the TV show. Alright, we know Daryl. We first met him in the first season of The Walking Dead. He is an expert tracker. He's from the South, Georgia and all that. He has a brother named Merle. And Daryl, he had has a very harsh upbringing in life. He's very good with the crossbow, and kind of good with guns too. But I see him as more of a melee weapon guy. Well, what do you want to call it? Weapon kind of guy. With the crossbow, the knives, and all of that. Because he is this expert traffic, hunter and track hunter and everything. He's a very good expert tracker. But Rick, on the other hand, is an ex-sheriff deputy. He's very badass with the guns, and he's been in loads of fights too. He got in a fight with Tyrese on the show, which in the comics too. Which got in, right now I'm just doing a TV version of Rick. But he got in a fight with, with Tyrese, Shane, the governor, Joe from the Claimers or the Marauders, or whatever you want to call them. And he also, got in a rough spot with Morgan. And, he's been in a lot of fights on, on the TV show, and he won a lot too, well, with the exception of the governor kicking his ass completely. And I kind of saw the Shane fight as a draw a little. I kind of give it a little to Rick. And as for the Morgan fight, he really wasn't fighting Morgan. He was just trying to restrain him from attacking him. But Daryl, in a fist fight, we haven't seen Daryl in a fist fight yet on a TV show. I mean, well, there was that fight, with Joe and his little gang, where he did, stomp that one guy's, face in, to kill him and all that. But other than that, and also other than beating, a guy with his hands tied up, other than that, we haven't seen him in a fist fight, and I don't know, and then, if they get in a fist fight, I'm gonna have to give the, I know I may get a lot of people saying, oh, blah blah blah, you're a Daryl hater. No, I'm not a Daryl hater. I'm just basing the facts off. So if they get in a fist fight, it goes to Rick all the way. I believe he's gonna just not only kick Daryl's ass, but completely dominate him. Just completely bash his head in. And I'm gonna have I may have a lot of Daryl fangirls and everything, but hey, I don't care. I mean, I'm just giving my point of view on who will win, in a fight, whether it's a weapon fight or a fist fight. Now let's get to weapons. As for guns, once again, I'm gonna have to give it to Rick because he's an ex-sheriff, and plus he's he's very good with the guns. Now Daryl is really close by with the guns because he shot a lot of walkers, with pistols and shotguns and all of that. But I just seen more action from Rick, with guns, so I'm gonna have to give Rick the title of winning if they got in a gunfight. Now here's the best part, and this is the only one I'm gonna have to give to Daryl, is the melee weapons. You know, Daryl is good with the crossbows and the knife, so if it comes down to that, I'm gonna have to give a slight, and I'm gonna say this very slight edge to Daryl. But overall, who win if they actually get in the fight, whether it's fist fight, weapons fight, or any of that, it goes to Rick all the way, because I believe Rick is the ultimate survivor in The Walking Dead, right along with, Carl and Abraham and all of them. Because I'm sorry, like I said before, I'm not trying to be a Daryl hater or none of that, but I just believe Daryl is very overrated in the TV show. I mean, he is beyond overrated in the TV show. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, comic book, comic book Rick versus Daryl. I'm gonna still have to give it to Rick for the simple fact is, he's been through so much shit. Now, probably now, with his hurt leg and also missing a hand, I'm gonna have to give it to Daryl. But other than his leg, even with his hand missing, with his leg not messed up, I'm gonna still have to give him the fight versus Daryl. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. That's just my opinion. But I mean, I'm sorry. I just think, like I said before, I just think Daryl is very overrated. All these fangirls and everything call him the most badass character in the show. He's so badass and all that blah blah bullshit. But Rick bit a fucking dude's throat out. That's just, he bit a fucking dude's throat out. He slammed a machete through another guy's head. He basically killed the most zombies in the show. I mean, he got in a fist fight with the governor, with a fucking lunatic guy. He got in a fist fight with him. He went through so much shit. And here's Daryl, is shooting, some zombies with a, walking through and calling him a crossbow and all that. And another thing is, and I'm probably going to get a little hate for what I'm about to say, but Daryl had to kill his brother because he turned into a zombie, and he cried. I mean, he cried just like a lot. Which, don't get me wrong, that's the only guy's family. But, you have Carl over here that put a bullet through his own fucking mother's head. He put a bullet through his own mother's head without even thinking twice about it, without even blinking an eye, crying or nothing, having no emotions, and put a bullet just straight through his head without it, like I said, without even blinking an eye. And people have the tenacity of saying Daryl is the most badass character on the show. I think they really need to rethink their character developments here. Just because the guy may look good and everything doesn't mean I'm going to give him the props of being the most badass character on the show. Now, I do have to say he is one of the most badass characters, and like I said, I'm not trying to be a Daryl hater. I'm just saying, take a look at Rick. Just take a look at him and everything, and look at all the shit he went through, and all the people he killed, and all those walkers he killed, and just really fucked up and everything. And look at Daryl. I'm gonna have to give the slight edge to Rick of winning the fight and just being the most badass character on the show for right now. That's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Daryl and everything, but as far as going to the most badass, go straight to Rick. But, like I said, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, blah, 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 Daryl, with his crossbow. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit about his crossbow. I mean, he's a good character and all, but I think he's vastly overrated. And I have to, like I said before, I'm going to give the edge to Rick of being the most badass character in a TV show. Now, I want to just say, now I'm gonna give the most badass character of all the Walking Dead world, whether it's comic book and TV show. I'm just gonna give the most badass character, in my opinion, from the comic book and TV show, both of them. Who's the most badass character is? Will have to be Jesus, Paul Monroe. Most people are gonna think, well, Negan, or Rick or something. Have you seen Jesus? Paul Monroe. That dude is fucking karate kicking zombies' heads off their shoulders. This guy is drop kicking zombies right straight in their fucking head and crushing them. You know, he don't need a weapon. He don't need knives. He don't need guns. He'll just use his fucking kicks on you. And you know, that's badass, you know? So the most badass character from the Walking Dead TV show, comics, you know, just all of them combined, is absolutely Jesus, hands down. You know, Pod Monroe. But anyways, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, because I'm going to keep on making more videos just because, well, like I said in other videos, you know, at the end, I like doing it. And I'm not making money off of them. I'm not planning on to. I'm not planning to, you know, get YouTube famous and all of that. I'm just planning on making on videos talking about my favorite topics just because I want to. I'm a grown-ass man. I do what I want. But anyways, you know, like I said, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to keep on making more videos. Alright, bye-bye.